All right, so we're diving deep today
Hey.
into predictable revenue.
Yeah.
You sent over some excerpts from Predictable Revenue by Aaron Ross and Marylou Tyler. And it's a book that promises to turn businesses into sales machines.
Right.
Using the best practices of Salesforce.com.
Salesforce, yep.
But before we get into the how,
Yeah.
let's talk about the why.
Yeah, I think, it's funny, we often jump to, solutions without fully grasping the problem.
Yeah.
So, imagine trying to build a skyscraper
Okay.
without a solid foundation.
Yeah.
That's what it's like trying to grow a business without predictable revenue.
Right. No foundation, no skyscraper.
Exactly.
And that's really the crux of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unpredictable revenue makes
Yeah.
planning and scaling
Impossible.
nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're navigating a maze blindfolded.
Yeah, exactly. And, the book challenges a misconception I think that we all kind of grew up with, which is that more salespeople equals more revenue.
Right. It's not just about adding more salespeople.
All right.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And predictable revenue argues that the old school pushy sales tactics
Right.
are as outdated as dial-up internet. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that awkward moment when a salesperson just won't take a hint.
Oh, I've been there.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of what this book proposes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Instead of pushing, it's about attracting customers with genuine value.
Right.
It's about building relationships, not just closing deals.
Absolutely.
Right.
Right.
Think about those times you felt truly impressed by a company that just got you.
Yeah.
They understood your needs and genuinely tried to help.
Right.
That's the kind of experience we're aiming for.
Right. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
So how do we even begin to attract the right customers?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Well, predictable revenue breaks it down with an interesting concept.
Yeah.
The 3 types of leads.
Okay. The 3 types of leads.
Yeah, they call them seeds, nets, and spears,
Okay.
each representing a different approach to lead generation.
Okay.
So understanding these nuances is key to targeting your efforts effectively.
Okay.
So let's start with seeds.
Okay. So seeds.
Seeds are like those loyal customers who grow organically from your long-term brand building efforts.
Okay.
So they might discover you through an online search, a glowing article, or even casual scroll through social media.
Okay. So they find you.
They find you.
Yeah.
These leads often find their own way to you
Right.
because your value proposition resonates with them.
Got it.
Think of it like attracting butterflies to a beautiful garden.
I love that analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's seeds.
That's seeds.
What about nets?
Nets are about casting a wider net
Okay.
with broader marketing efforts.
Got it.
So think email campaigns, webinars, or even targeted ads.
So it's more of a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. Like
Yeah.
fishing with a net, you're trying to catch a larger volume of leads.
Right.
However, the conversion rate might be lower because these leads might not be as familiar with your brand.
Okay. Makes sense.
So
So nets are kind of like throwing out a big net.
big net,
Yeah.
catching as many as you can.
Exactly.
Now, spears is about precision targeting.
Okay.
So identifying and directly pursuing
Okay.
specific individuals or companies that perfectly fit your ideal customer profile.
So you're going after specific people.
Specific people. Think
Yeah.
of it like spear fishing.
Okay.
You're aiming for high-value targets with laser focus.
Got it.
But targeting is just the first step.
Okay.
The book emphasizes the importance of attracting these leads with irresistible offers.
Okay. So that's where things like referrals and free trials come in.
Yes, word of mouth is gold.
Yeah.
When a happy customer recommends your product or service,
Yeah.
it carries a level of trust that's hard to replicate. And then there are free trials,
Yeah.
which, believe it or not,
Yeah.
were once a controversial concept.
I know. It's so interesting, Rob.
Some software companies actually feared that their competitors would steal their ideas
Yeah.
if they offered free trials.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Wow.
But the landscape has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Free trials are now a standard way for customers to experience the value of a product
Right.
before committing.
Before they buy it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it makes sense.
And even if you're not in the software industry,
Right.
you can offer something similar.
Yeah.
Free consultations, sample products, even a mini course,
Right.
anything that gives potential customers a taste of what you offer.
That makes sense. So
Yeah.
free trials, referrals.
Yep, referrals.
I'm curious about conferences.
Oh yeah, conferences?
Are they still a viable way to generate leads?
You know, some people dismiss conferences as outdated,
Right.
But this book challenges that assumption. They actually provide a strategic framework
Okay.
for maximizing your ROI at these events.
So it's not just showing up and hoping for the best.
No, it's about being strategic and proactive.
Okay.
The book even recommends creating cheat sheets
Okay.
to target key prospects
At the conference.
at the conference.
Yeah.
It's about preparation,
Okay.
knowing who you want to connect with
Right.
before you even arrive.
Makes sense.
And once you're there, be proactive.
Okay.
Don't wait for people to come to you.
Right.
Engage, initiate conversations, and make those valuable connections.
Got it. So we've generated all these leads.
Right.
How do we convert them into paying customers?
Well, predictable revenue emphasizes the importance of specialization.
Okay, so break that down for me.
It's not about having one person try to do it all.
Okay.
Instead, it's about breaking down the sales process
Okay.
into distinct roles,
Right.
allowing each team member to focus on their strengths
Right.
and become experts in their specific area.
Got it.
So the book breaks down the ideal sales team structure
Okay.
into 4 core functions.
All right, let's talk about those.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's unpack those.
Yeah, let's unpack them.
4 core functions.
Yeah.
First up,
First we got.
we have the inbound lead qualification team.
Right.
So these are the folks who are handling all the leads that are coming in
Yes.
from marketing efforts.
Think of them as expert filters.
Okay.
They're analyzing all those incoming leads,
Right.
making sure only the most promising ones move on to the next stage.
So they separate the wheat from the chaff.
Exactly. Quality over quantity.
I like it.
Right.
Okay. Next, we have the outbound prospecting team.
Outbound prospecting.
Yeah, these are the folks who are actively hunting.
Hunting.
Yeah, from new leads.
New leads. Yep.
Often using
Cold calling 2.0.
Cold calling 2.0.
Oh, right.
Right.
It sounds a little scary.
Yeah. But before you cringe
Yeah.
at the thought of cold calling.
Yeah. Remember, this isn't your grandfather's cold calling.
Oh,
Cold calling 2.0 is a strategic,
okay.
multi-step process.
Got it.
It begins with in-depth research.
Okay.
You need to identify your ideal customer profile
Right.
and target your outreach accordingly.
So instead of just blasting out generic messages
Exactly.
to thousands of people,
You got it.
you're sending fewer, more personalized emails.
personalized emails that really resonate with the recipient.
Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity always.
Okay. I like it.
And it goes beyond emails.
Okay.
You might follow up with a phone call.
Right.
Maybe continue to nurture that lead over time.
Okay, so it's about building a relationship,
It's all about relationship.
not just the hard sell.
The hard sell? No.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
So once we've qualified these leads,
Yes.
who takes the reins?
That's where our account executives come in.
Okay, the closers.
The closers,
Yeah.
they're the deal makers. Their primary focus is converting those qualified leads
Right.
into happy paying customers.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
So they're the ones who really drive the revenue.
They drive revenue, yeah.
But it doesn't end there,
It
right?
doesn't end there.
What about keeping those customers happy and
Yeah.
engaged?
That is the crucial role of the account management team.
Okay.
Account management is all about nurturing those long-term relationships,
Okay.
ensuring customer satisfaction, and ideally turning those one-time buyers
Mhm.
into loyal advocates.
So this specialized approach sounds great
It does.
for large companies.
Yeah.
But what about those of us
Yeah.
running smaller operations?
Right.
Maybe even solopreneurs.
Yeah, the
I
solopreneur.
want all the hats.
All the hats.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And the book offers some solid advice for that.
Okay.
Even if you're a one-person show,
Yeah.
you can still benefit from these principles.
Okay.
So think about which of these functions.
That you might be neglecting.
Okay.
Could you delegate
Right.
or outsource some tasks to free up your time
Yeah.
to focus on your strengths?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's about prioritizing
Prioritizing.
and recognizing that
Recognizing.
even small businesses can implement these strategies
Absolutely.
in a way that works for them.
In a way that works for them.
Awesome. Okay. So let's circle back
Okay.
to cold calling 2.0.
Okay.
I know we kind of,
That's
yeah, we touched on it a little bit, but it still sounds a bit intimidating.
Okay.
How can we ensure our outreach isn't perceived as just another
Yeah.
annoying sales pitch?
That's where that research and personalization aspect comes in.
Okay.
It's about identifying those trigger events
Okay.
or pain points
Yeah,
that
yeah.
indicate a prospect
Okay.
might genuinely benefit
Yeah.
from your product or service.
So for example, if a company just announced a major expansion,
Perfect example.
that might be a good time to reach out.
Yes.
with a solution.
That can help them manage that growth.
Exactly. It's
Got
about
it.
being relevant
Right.
and adding value from the first interaction.
Yeah.
And remember, even with the best targeting
Right.
and messaging,
Yeah.
some people just won't be interested.
Right.
That's okay.
You can't win them all.
You can't win them all.
Yeah.
The key is to focus on those who are genuinely receptive
Absolutely.
to your message.
So speaking of messaging,
Yes.
predictable revenue
Mm-hmm.
encourages a shift in focus
Yes.
from simply closing deals
Right.
to creating client success plans.
I love that.
Can you elaborate on what that means?
Yeah, this is where we move beyond transactional thinking
Okay.
and into the realm of genuine partnerships.
Okay.
It's about understanding your client's goals
Okay.
and collaborating with them
Right.
to achieve those goals.
So it's not just about selling them something. It's about making sure that they actually succeed
success.
using your product or service.
Exactly when your clients succeed, you succeed.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
And predictable revenue offers a specific framework
But-
for achieving this.
Okay.
It's the 3-hour and 15-minute sales process.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this process.
All right, so it starts with a concise initial conversation,
Okay.
just to assess whether there's a potential fit.
Okay.
If both sides agree to move forward,
Yeah.
you then schedule a deeper dive.
So that's where you really dig into their
It's
needs.
needs, challenges, goals.
Almost like a collaborative brainstorming session.
Exactly, a discovery process.
Okay.
And if both sides still feel good
Yeah.
about working together,
Yeah.
you then transition into a collaborative working session
Okay.
to develop a shared vision for success.
So you're essentially co-creating a roadmap.
Roadmap.
Yeah.
To help the client reach their desired outcomes.
Got it.
Right? It's a collaborative approach
Yeah.
that fosters trust and builds stronger relationships.
Makes sense.
And speaking of building strong relationships,
Yeah.
the book places a lot of emphasis on fostering a positive and
Right.
energized sales team culture.
Because at the end of the day, your team is your most valuable asset.
The most valuable asset.
Right. But creating a positive
Yeah,
and productive work environment
it's tough.
is easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
What are some tangible ways to actually achieve that? It's like we get so caught up in hitting those numbers and making those sales, and we forget about the humans behind it all.
It's so true. You know, and predictable revenue talks about this too. It really emphasizes
Yeah.
the importance of encouraging like regular breaks.
Okay.
Even short ones.
Yeah.
Like every 90 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It sounds counterintuitive,
Right.
but stepping away for a few minutes
Yeah.
can actually like boost your focus and productivity in the long run.
It's like hitting the reset button on your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a chance to clear your head, come back refreshed.
It-
I imagine this also helps prevent burnout,
Totally.
which is so crucial for maintaining a positive work environment.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the book also emphasizes the importance of a proper lunch break,
Okay.
like a real lunch break where team members can truly disconnect
Yeah.
from work and connect with each other.
Right. It's a chance to build camaraderie.
Totally.
Yeah.
Share ideas, just recharge.
It's about fostering a sense of community
Unity,
and belonging.
belonging, huge,
Okay. And that brings us to another crucial element.
which is
Leadership.
leadership.
Yeah. Because even with the best team and strategies,
Yeah.
everything can fall apart without strong leadership.
100% leadership sets the tone
Right.
for the entire organization.
Yeah.
And predictable revenue highlights some key qualities
Okay.
of effective sales leaders.
Okay.
First and foremost, they need to be able to articulate a clear vision
Right.
and inspire their team to achieve those goals.
It's not just about barking orders.
No, it's not.
About painting a picture
It's about inspiring.
of where the team is heading.
Exactly.
Yeah. And why their work matters.
Why their work matters, yes.
Yeah.
And great leaders also empower their team members
Yes.
to take ownership and contribute their unique talent.
Yeah. It's about fostering a culture of trust, collaboration, and continuous learning.
All of that, yes.
It's about making people feel valued and supported
Valued, supported, yes.
and motivated to do their best work.
Motivated, exactly.
Okay, I want to circle back
Okay.
to something you mentioned earlier, the 3-hour and 15-minute sales process.
Yes, let's dive into
Can we break that down a little bit further?
Absolutely.
I'm curious to understand how this framework works in practice.
So the book breaks it down into 3 distinct stages.
Okay.
The first stage is all about qualification and setting the stage.
Okay.
It starts with a brief initial conversation, maybe 15 minutes or so, just to confirm if there's even a potential fit.
Right. Are you talking to the right person?
Right, person.
Do they have a need you can address?
A need you can address.
Yeah, if not, no need to waste anyone's time.
Exactly. It's about respecting everyone's time and focusing your energy
Right.
on the most promising opportunities.
Makes sense.
So if both sides agree there's potential,
Okay.
you move on to the second stage, which is all about depth discovery.
Okay.
This is where you really roll up your sleeves and delve into the client's needs, challenges, and aspirations.
This is where you really get to understand their world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? What are their ultimate goals?
Yeah.
And then if both sides still feel good about working together,
Okay.
after this discovery phase, you transition into the third and final stage,
Okay.
collaborative solution design.
So you're essentially working together to achieve
We're working together to achieve
those outcomes.
those outcomes.
You're building a partnership.
It's a partnership. It's
Yep.
about shifting from a transactional mindset to a relationship-based approach.
And that's a theme that runs throughout this entire book.
The whole book.
It's not just about closing deals. It's about building those lasting relationships.
Yes.
Both with your clients and within your team.
It's all connected.
Yeah. So as we wrap up our deep dive today,
Yes.
what's one key takeaway you want our listener to walk away with?
I think the most important takeaway is this: predictable revenue isn't some magical formula.
Okay.
It's a mindset shift.
Okay.
It's about challenging traditional assumptions about sales
Right.
and embracing a more modern, value-driven approach.
I like it.
It's about building genuine relationships.
Yeah.
Fostering a positive team culture and focusing on client success.
It's about thinking long-term,
Long-term.
not just that quick sale.
Not the quick sale.
Yeah.
Building something sustainable.
And it's about being willing to experiment, to adapt, and to continuously learn and improve.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Predictable revenue offers a powerful framework,
It does.
but it's up to each of us to take those principles
Yes.
and apply them in a way that works for our unique businesses and goals.
It's a roadmap, but you're the driver.
That's a great way to put it. Well, this has been an incredible journey exploring the world of predictable revenue.
It has.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
Yes.
and practical tools to create more predictability and success
I think they have.
in your own endeavors.
Yeah.
And remember, the learning never stops. Keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep pushing yourself to achieve your full potential.
That's it. That's the message.